What's up, guys? LQ here. I wanted to talk a little bit about Welcome to Derry episode 7. Now, I'm going to do a whole season review when the final episode drops on Sunday, but I posted on my social media that I think episode 7 of Welcome to Derry is the single greatest episode of television I've ever seen. And I racked my brain really hard trying to find a better episode. And on my social media, I had people come back and make some suggestions, and some of them were good suggestions, and some of them were like, I don't know about that. And there have been some great episodes of TV. So saying that this new episode that I just watched is the best episode of TV I've ever seen, it can sound very hyperbolic. And like I said, there's been some great episodes. I think about Star Trek: The Next Generation, Best of Both Worlds, Part 1 and 2. I think of some episodes of Yellowstone. There's been some great episodes of TV out there. Even some episodes of like The Office, some episodes of Seinfeld. Great episodes of TV out there. But this episode did everything it set out to do. It was terrifying. The way that we saw this white mob descend upon the black spot and lock them in and burn it to the ground. To know that things like that happen in our American history, it's terrifying, and it's sickening to think about that human beings were treated like that. Throw Pennywise into the mix, and you've got something that's even elevated beyond that. And I don't know how something could be elevated beyond something that terrifying, but it just worked. It was sad, Anytime you portray a child's death on screen, it's sad. And this one did it in a way that was like, I've seen it mentioned on social media before, and it's true. It was Titanic-ish, right? Only one person could live. And it was sad to see a young person, someone so young with their whole life ahead of them, make that decision, and for us to see it play out on screen, the decision-making process and why he made that decision. It was sad. So it was terrifying. It was sad. It was, but it was entertaining. It was entertaining. Everything about this episode, even Mrs. Kirsch, the way that she put on the clown costume, and she really thought, that Pennywise was her dad. And then to see the fear fall over her face when she realized this isn't her dad. And the funny thing is, and I haven't seen this talked about on social media, maybe it has been, but I haven't seen anybody talk about it. He wasn't interested in her, in taking her, hurting her, killing her, eating her, whatever. He even allowed her to hug him. But she wasn't afraid. She thought that was her dad. The second she realized it wasn't her dad, she felt fear. And that's when he became interested. Again, just so well written. The story, it was just a climax of an episode. And I know we have another episode left, but the first 6 episodes just kept on ratcheting it up. And here was the climax. The black spot, Mrs. Kirsch meeting Pennywise, just so many things just kept elevating until we got to this point of a sustained hour of suspense and terror and sadness. And it was a perfect episode of television. And like I said, maybe 6 months, maybe a year passes, and the excitement of this episode fades off a little bit, and maybe I walk that statement back some. That's entirely possible. But right now, I'm just like, man, that was a perfect episode of TV. So that's my take on Welcome to Derry episode 7. Did you guys have kind of the same reaction as me? Did you think it was really, really good? Maybe even one of the best episodes of TV ever? Let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. Maybe you think I'm overreacting. That's fine too. Let me know, and we'll talk about it. All right. Thanks, guys.